Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy RB3 from First Cut, and I'm here to review the new Bad Boys Ride or Die. That's right, Bad Boys 4. I know it's a little late, didn't expect it. It's about 3 weeks out. To be honest, the original plan was to do this review with my moms. Me and my moms are big Bad Boys fans ourselves, and I was going to do it with her. But you know how, millennials get out to the movies. They like to go 3 or 4 weeks after the movies came out if they're really not committed. So we still haven't seen it yet. I was going to do it with the Geeks of Color podcast. We haven't recorded that yet. But I'm itching, y'all. I'm itching to get my thoughts out on Bad Boys Ride or Die. Because like I said, I'm a big fan of this franchise. I'm a big fan of Will Smith, man. He deserves a comeback. And I feel like this was the appropriate comeback he needed after the slap. So I'm going to show that they're making jokes about it in the movie. And that's what I'm going to get into. And that's why we are talking full spoilers on this review. Full spoilers for Bad Boys Ride or Die. And yeah, this is a great film. This is just a phenomenal action movie through and through. I really love how they found a way to evolve this franchise without making it super cheesy. It is teetering a little bit into the Fast and Furious kind of lane when it's, kind of get into that action movie formula per se. But honestly, y'all know I love Fast and Furious, and y'all know I love action movies that are just fun. There's no other better way to describe this than just a pure fun action movie. And of course, they have some emotional stakes. Those emotional stakes kind of go here or there. If you saw the last Bad Boys movie, Bad Boys for Life, which, by the way, this is the 4th movie. This movie should have been called Bad Boys for Life. The last one should have been Ride or Die. This should have been Bad Boys for Life because it made sense. But okay, I get it. It was part of the last theme, the last movie being Bad Boys for Life. It was kind of the comeback. And by the way, the directors of the last movie, Adele Arbi and Bala Fala, they are the incredible directors of Miss Marvel on Disney+. They also directed the infamous Batgirl movie that unfortunately got canned by Warner Brothers' new regime. But, and they said the movie was unscreenable, unwatchable, whatever. You just know that's lies, just knowing based on what these two directors have been able to deliver outside of the Batgirl project, right? Because Miss Marvel, before X-Men 97, Miss Marvel was the highest rated Disney Plus show on Rotten Tomatoes. Bad Boys for Life made a significant amount of money, made over $400 million worldwide. So we knew they had talent. We knew they were going to shoot some really fun. But look, whatever sauce Warner Brothers or whatever energy, kind of bad energy they got out from that experience, they put it full force into this film, and they rocked the show. And they came out almost to like show us as the people, as the world, like, now we're not going to shoot a bad movie. We're going to shoot a great movie and a great action movie with inventive action sequences. And they did that through and through. I mean, all the way down to the point where they opened this movie at a wedding for Will Smith's character, which, if you're not familiar with that Batgirl's news, they actually found out the information that they can Batgirl while they're at a wedding. Now, I don't know if it was intentional, but I feel like that was a little bit of a choice to kind of be like an F you to WB and whatnot. I could be wrong, but that's the way I kind of saw it. Because, of course, the Bad Boys franchise is highly stylized. We've had Michael Bay, who is notorious for the Bayham kind of style that he first introduced with the first Bad Boys movie. They find a way to stylize it in a way that is similar to Michael Bay, but almost taking it to a whole nother level and incorporating a lot of new generation ideas and techniques too. And particularly, I think about the scene where Martin Lawrence's character Marcus has like a heart attack or something. Anyway, he kind of almost dies for a few minutes, which is kind of similar to the beat at the beginning of Bad Boys for Life when Will Smith gets shot at the beginning of the movie, and Marcus is kind of questioning his life and his relationship with God in the 3rd movie. Now in this one, it's Mike's turn to start to question his relationship with the Bad Boys and being, a police officer and all those kind of things as well. And it's very interesting watching their different perspectives, right? Because when Martin Lawrence, after he sees Will Smith kind of goes down, after Marcus sees Mike go down, he's like, whatever, I want to retire, I want to live my life in peace. But now Marcus's reaction to seeing himself almost die and flip over, which was beautifully visualized in this stylistic sequence that it was like underwater, then it goes into like this ancestral plane. And this is where the style really comes into play, because this is very definitive, like Gen Z kind of, almost kind of like a TikTok style edit, right? Like how they be having those crazy flips and zoom ins and kind of really stylizing the edit and stylizing the camera movements as well that feel very new age. And I felt like it was beautiful way to get the emotion across while also keeping in the fun, hyperactive, stylistic tone that we've come to expect from the Bad Boys franchise. There's some directors like David Fincher or a lot of great auteur directors who could take things really slow and can take things really beautifully paced and dramatic and serious. But what this proves is that these guys are here for fun, and they know how to enumerate fun even out of emotional sequences like Marcus almost dying. So I thought that was a big applause on the filmmaking as well, especially when we see Mike's mental health. We start to see that he's having panic attacks during some of these action scenes, which was, really, really cool. I thought it was good to see that, hey, these guys aren't perfect action figures that can just jump and fly and whatever. No, these are real human beings with real emotions. And even though they do cartoony things and do big shootouts and highway fights and all that, it still is ultimately two black men who are fighting against this ultimate destructive force that is the homie from Grey's Anatomy. And also Nate's dad in Euphoria. So this villain is just hilarious. You know how these bad guys go. They're willing to kill anytime they need to kill. So it was good seeing him play that role really well. I feel like it was comparable. I don't know if y'all saw Mission Impossible Death Reckoning, but he's kind of playing that similar type of villain, like somebody who has a past and a relationship with the main characters, Mike and Marcus. Also joining the cast is Rhea Seehorn. If you've watched Better Call Saul, she plays the character of Kim Wexler, and she is phenomenal in that show. Multiple years she's been nominated for the Emmy for Best Supporting Actress for Better Call Saul. And there's many times where she should have won. If there wasn't shows like Succession just dominating every year, she should have been a front runner to win an Emmy if she hadn't won one already. She plays the daughter of Captain Howard from Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys for Life. So now she's coming back for revenge and wants retroactive justice on the kid who's basically Mike's son. I forget his name off the top of my head, but if you remember Bad Boys 3, the whole plot was that Mike had a kid with a brojita. And so now he basically has a biracial, half black, half Mexican little killer on his on his hands. And this dude, I forget the name off the top of my head, but he was really good in the third one, but he's really fun in this one. I like seeing when bad guys make that transition from bad guy to anti-hero because it could be a lot more fun. It's a lot more jokey. And I really appreciated him for playing that role with a certain amount of seriousness, but also kind of getting in on the fun with Will Smith and them. Of course, Dennis Green as Reggie returns from also Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys for Life. And he is probably the biggest transformation character out of the entire Bad Boys cast. He became the real MVP of this movie. And they did a brilliant job of sprinkling the breadcrumbs out throughout this franchise and his movies, because from Bad Boys 2, obviously he was the butt of the joke, right? The guy who didn't really say any words when about to say Marcus's daughter out on a date and Mike and Marcus were pressing him. And then Bad Boys 3, he comes back, they're having that wedding, and they established that Reggie went to the military. There's a sequence where people are breaking into Marcus's house. Marcus isn't there, but his family's there. Again, Reggie was in the military, so fam, he goes off. Like, he is like, yes, sir, goes into full military mode and just starts axing at least 30 bad, maybe it wasn't 30, it was probably at least a dozen bad guys all in the span of like 2 minutes. And it was a great sequence. It was a great sequence because we love seeing Reggie get that comeback story. We love seeing Reggie become MVP. I saw Will Smith post on his Instagram, like Reggie Wick, like John Wick, but Reggie. I love that too. But I also just love, again, the style of it. It was done with this very like fast moving. I don't know if it was a steady cam or like this whip fast camera movement kind of situation that they shot it with, but it was really fun. It was exotic. And then cutting back and forth between seeing Reggie get down and then also cutting to the security camera footage of Will and Marcus, Mike and Marcus watching it from afar. That was also really funny as well. It was just a perfect moment to really make the Bad Boys franchise come full circle in a way that you really wouldn't expect it. Also coming full circle, of course, the cameo from Michael Bay. I mentioned Michael Bay before, but yeah, he cameos driving the classic 93 Porsche 911 that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence were riding in the first movie. Vanessa Hudgens, of course, comes back along with Alexander Ludwig. I do wish Charles Milton would have came back. I'm a big fan of Charles Milton, and of course he had that great role this year or last year in May, December on Netflix. So, of course, he's a rising star. He was in the Oscar conversation. I'm sure his fee was a little bit larger, and they can bring back everybody. Or if they did, the budget would have been $150 million, but they kept the budget responsible and is reaping the rewards because the movie's already looking profitable. And I'm excited to see another Bad Boys movie after this. So hopefully they keep it going. More notes on the style points. I love the use of drone footage in this movie. Of course, another Michael Bay homage. If you've seen Ambulance was heavy on the drone footage, especially during the action sequences, and I loved it. I love the way they used the drone footage in Ambulance. It was fast, it was frenetic, and it was crazy, but it did spin a lot of people's heads, and a lot of people really didn't like it. So I loved how they found a way to incorporate drones into this movie without it feeling super fast and super nauseating for some people. I like the fast drones. But I also like the way they did it in here because you could clearly see the fight scenes as they're playing out. It would be going from like the super wide shot establishing, flying into a close-up, then flying back out to a wide shot, and then transition into some other crazy camera movements as well. There's that climactic part close to the end of the film, and I think Will Smith posted this on his Instagram as well, where they're actually shooting the gun, and the camera's like on the gun, so it's like first person point of view, and then it flips back, and then it's a close-up of Will, and then it flips back, it's a shot of the gun. And it's like, yo, they are so good. They found so many creative ways to shoot this action, because that's all we're here for. I wish more action movies and more action directors would realize that. I love the RC stuff. I'm here for Furiosa all day of the week. Here for a Mad Max Fury Road all day of the week. I love me some good RC action for sure. But man, sometimes I just want to get dirty with it. Sometimes I just want to get nasty. And this movie was absolutely wicked in the best ways possible. DJ Khaled returns as Manny from the first movie. He had a hilarious role in the third movie. And now he's back again. Even a funnier part, even though, DJ Khaled, you're Palestinian. Let's see a free Palestine hashtag, please. Just one. And of course, Tiffany Haddish. People were hating on this before the movie came out, the fact that she was going to be in the movie at all. I love Tiffany Haddish. She's from Compton. She's from Carson. I don't know exactly where she at, but she's from my hood. I saw her at a Note premiere one time, and she said I was like, kind of looked familiar to her, like I was like family a little bit. I felt special because of that. And she was funny. She was only in it for like one scene, and the one scene she was in, she stole the scene. And I like that. I like that they sprinkle all these talents in like these small parts. Of course, John Saley, the enormously tall John Saley, cameos in this movie as well, too, briefly. So there are some good parts. Again, the Michael Bay's, DJ Khaled, Tiffany Haddish, and then all the returning characters were fun, and the new characters were fun as well. I really enjoyed Bad Boys Ride or Die. This is one of my favorite. This is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, action movie of the year. I will say, Boy Kills World is still my favorite action movie of the year, and it will be for a long time. That is a phenomenal film, but this is right up there, man. I really appreciated what these directors, Mr. RB and Mr. Fahad, brought to this film. I hope they keep making Bad Boys movies. I hope their Batgirl movie actually comes out, and I hope they just have fun as filmmakers, continue to have fun as filmmakers, because they are really genuinely great, and this film was genuinely fun as well. Now, before I get out of here, like I said, I'm a big fan of Bad Boys for Life, so I'm actually going to be giving away this 4K Steelbook Blu-ray. Y'all see that? That's a Steelbook right there, son. That's a Steelbook 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray of the third movie, Bad Boys for Life. If you comment on this YouTube video, as well as, tweet out the link to it and just and tag First Cut TMO and just screenshot your, either tweet it out, Instagram it out, whatever way you want to do it. But whatever you do, you got to both comment on this video and share this video for a chance to win this Blu-ray. Again, Bad Boys for Life. Bad Boys for Life, the third movie of the Bad Boys franchise, 4K Steelbook Ultra HD. You have a chance to win it if you comment on this video and share this video on social media. Just screenshot your comment, screenshot you're sharing it on social media, and send it to me at Director RB3, or send it to First Cut TMO on Instagram or Twitter, and you can win Bad Boys for Life on 4K Blu-ray. With that being said, y'all, it's your boy RB3. I'm a bad boy myself. That's why I had to have my little chin hairs out. Look, it's Miami, baby. You know what I mean? I had to go out looking good. So Subscribe to First Cut if you haven't already, and please let a brother know, you know, what y'all want to see next. We're gonna have reviews coming in for a lot of things. A lot of things. I'm going to be personally reviewing Scavenger's Reign pretty soon. I love that show. I caught it on Netflix because they just put it on Netflix. I'm also going to be reviewing, you know, I don't know if y'all been to the Sphere in Las Vegas, but they're showing a new Darren Aronofsky movie there, and I feel like nobody in film Twitter is talking about it. But Postcards from Earth, I'm also going to be doing a review for that as well. With that being said, y'all, this is your boy RB3, and thank y'all for watching this video, and subscribe to First Cut. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DirectorRB3, and I'm going to be peacing out, y'all. Peace.